look-see. Oh my goodness, there are loads and loads and loads of people.
Laura.
Hello, good morning everybody. Let's catch up with who on earth is here. We have Gilda, we have Savannah, we have Laura of the North, we have Peggy, we have Lizette, we have our Cassie, we have Yoff, we have our Laurie, we have Carol. We have
Shauna.
Thank you. I don't know why I have that.
Jess.
And Jess. And Meredith. And Logan. Is that a Freudian slip, Logan? Morning with a OU? Nothing to be sad about. It's supposed to be celebrating this show. This is supposed to be uplifting. It's not a dirge. We're trying not to be a dirge anyway.
Yes, they count.
What counts?
Lori's saying she's not sure if the goal counts or not, but yes, it counts. Thank
yes,
you,
it's
thank
been.
you, thank you.
I see people clocking away.
I'm trying so hard to see. This is one of those with glasses and without glasses. Either way, it's really.
I know we need a bigger screen or
All right,
something.
so let's just recap. Make sure I got everybody for a reading.
From the top.
All right, so 4 readings: Gilda,
yes.
Savannah,
yes.
Laura of the North, Peggy,
yes.
Lizette,
yes.
Yoff,
yes.
our Lori,
yes.
Carol,
yes.
Jess,
yes.
Meredith,
yes.
Logan.
Yes.
All right.
And Jen Johnson's just joined us.
All right.
There you go. Look at this.
That's quite a list.
My oh my, the tribe's all here. Well, according to this, I think I'm going to need to refresh the page because it's saying no concurrent viewers, which is a complete lie because I can see there's a ton of people watching us.
It's like 15 at least.
All right,
All right,
I'm just going to refresh the page and we'll see what's going on. Hello, Wendy. How you doing? Let's just refresh the page and hopefully it'll make sense because sometimes this is nuts. And there you go. That's more like it. And
all right. Well, I guess 15, and there you are, 15.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So far, so good. 15 peeps is watching us, and
well. So some of you guys know that randomly now I'm doing like morning chats.
Yes, you are.
They're just random when I have time.
They're pretty good.
Because you get my crazy Aquarian brain thoughts. And yesterday I did one specifically focused on the Mercury retrograde because Mercury's
going to be a doozy.
Yeah, Mercury's going to. It's like nearly 70 days, I think, and it's really very interesting.
Savannah, good morning. Did you get her on the list?
Yeah, she was second.
Oh, she was?
Yes.
Oh.
All right. So, you know, I when I teach astrology, I try to use different things that we understand, right? Like I'll talk about making a recipe and what's in the pantry. Or I'll talk about the houses and say that every village has a bakery, but not everybody's bakery is the same. Some are wedding cakes, some are cupcakes, some are gluten-free, right? So today I kind of want to talk about the planets as vehicles.
Vehicles?
Right? So if we think about Mercury, I've said before, is like the little red Corvette, right? Speeding 90 miles an hour.
I can tell you, he parked your car sideways, it wouldn't last.
Right? 90 miles an hour, 90-day orbit. Look at that. All right. So if Mercury, if you're driving your little red Corvette at 90 miles an hour and you want to change gears and go, in reverse, you come to a pretty abrupt stop and you change gears and off you go. So in that case, we would look at these outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, as giant ships. So when they want to change gears, they slow down slowly. And they don't necessarily back up. They kind of turn around. And we can feel when they stand still and then move forward.
Standing still.
Standing still.
Still standing still.
So, I mean, I don't even know how to begin to talk to you about what's going on now because we could talk a whole 25 minutes on each planet.
It's not like we're limited on time. You can knock yourself out if you wanted to. I mean, other people may have work to do. There is less more.
Exactly. So what we've seen already, today is what, the 4th or the 5th?
It is the 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to mention
So on
the
the
light
first-
and all that fun stuff.
Sorry?
Supposed to mention the light and all that fun stuff. We will.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We will. We will.
Okay.
We'll get around to it.
So on the 1st, we had the Leo full moon. And then yesterday, Uranus went direct. All right. So that means instead of going backwards, retracking its last steps in Taurus, it's now moving forward in Taurus, and it will soon move into Gemini. On the 6th, Mercury leaves Aquarius and moves into Pisces. On the 10th, Venus moves into Pisces, and that is the sign of Venus's exaltation.
That's a good thing, isn't it? Exalting Venus.
It is a great thing. And then on the 14th, Saturn moves into Aries, inching ever closer to that perfection on the 20th, where it's going to meet Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. On the 17th, we have the Aquarius new moon and solar eclipse at the very end of Aquarius.
29 degrees or something.
28 something, I think, yeah.
28 a bit, yeah.
And then on the 26th, Mercury goes retrograde, and you know that story of Mercury retrograde goes on until April 14th.
Tinfoil hats. Or RX remedies.
Yeah, no, when we looked at it, we were like, okay, people need tools. We're going to have to make some things to remind people that it doesn't control them.
I gotta tell you, I'm dead proud of her. She's been creating some amazing artwork, labels and stuff like that. I'm getting the hang of it.
I joke that I'm more autistic than artistic. But I have these brilliant ideas, you know.
Well, you have taste
and then
too, I think.
I sit down with Canva or something, and
Frustrate the bejeebers out
it
of
never
yourself.
comes out like I envisioned it.
Well,
But
it's
I have
fairly
to say
limited
that,
what you can do with Canva.
like yesterday, I was able to just say or the couple days before, what I wanted, and it actually did Mercury RX, and I thought that's fantastic. So I'm not really, you know, all in with AI. But I think that it can help in some ways. And as an astrologer, I can actually see what's going on that is kind of opening this whole revolution of intelligence. All right. So I think today I want to talk a little bit about the important things that are going to lead up to July.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying that, you know, on the 20th, Saturn and Neptune come together at 0 degrees Aries, and that's it. No. They're, you know, Saturn is going to be touring Aries for like 3.5 years, and Neptune is going to be in Aries for over a decade, 14 years. What do we got here?
No, Logan, we're not employing Terminator. It's just image generation. It kind of works. It works all right, you know. But anyway, continue.
All right. So it takes time. So we're going to start to see this conjunction of Saturn and Neptune opening some things, unfolding some things between now and July. And some of the things that are happening with those outer planets are going to be in play till the spring of 2028.
It's a while.
So, you know, if we think about gardening, that's another good metaphor to use. We've got our soil all prepared, and we've chosen what seeds, and we've planted the seedlings, but it's still a little too cold to plant them out. So we have to wait a little while. And then when we plant them out, we have to care for them. So this cycle between now and spring of 2028 is like a one interesting turn of events. And you've heard me say before that 1960 to 2020 was like 11:59 to midnight, and that 2020 to 2080 is midnight to 12:01. Well, we are definitely in that pushing into the 12:01, right? And we can see astrological events that are really working to try to awaken us to this, right? And, you wanted to talk about the light. Similarly, we could say at Yule, Alban Arthan, they tell us the light is returned.
Yeah, we don't see that. We don't
really notice.
It's just as bleeding dark.
And actually today is the astronomical
Start of spring.
Imbolc or start of spring, Guelph Raid.
It is. 15
Right?
degrees
15
Aquarius.
degrees Aquarius.
Bet you've seen a change in the light. Just look outside.
Right, between Sunday and today, you really noticed, oh my God, there's that streak of light back in my window. Right? The sun has risen to a point where that now comes in again.
Even though we've yet to break freezing, I think it might have just the other day
Maybe.
popped over a hair.
I don't know.
But it's been, the daytime temperature's been, well below
Really
freezing.
cold,
The
but it
nighttime
seems
like
lighter.
7.5 below Fahrenheit. That's cold, people. That's really bloody cold. But the sun angle is actually melting the snow. And it's not just turning, because it's so damn dry, it's doing this process known as ablation, where it just goes straight into vapor. You don't see a wet patch. It just, somehow there's less snow. It disappeared. But it's going. Certainly where there's a bit of tarmac visible or what have you, you'll notice it's very dry and stuff. So anyway, pray continue. I'll shut up.
No, that's fine. I'm just figuring out what part I want to say next. All right. So these two outer planets, Uranus and Pluto, I've talked about that, saying that Pluto's in Aquarius, and Aquarius is power to the people, and Pluto wants to dig up what is blocking that power to the people, right? And we can see this kind of thing with hidden agendas being exposed.
Hello, Susan. Welcome.
Oh, I'll put her on the list.
Better late than not.
And Uranus is moving into Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Gemini is that reporter, the journalist. So we've said before, Pluto's bringing it up. Uranus is going to report on it because they're going to be trining each other, which is positive. But this Pluto-Uranus dance is very significant throughout history. In fact, I talked about the Rick Tarnas book, Psyche. Oh, gosh.
I know what you mean.
Pluto
Something
and Psyche,
is Psyche
or something
isn't it?
like that. Rick Tarnas, Psyche, and Pluto and...
I could look it up.
It's okay. Anyway, so if you want to have a look at that, you'll start to really see some interesting things when these two planets make aspects to each other. So in the 60s, when I was born during that Uranus-Pluto conjunction in Virgo. And there was a lot of change that happened in the late 60s, right? It was the ticking of the clock.
Cosmos and Psyche.
Cosmos and
Imitations of a New World View, published 2006.
Okay. So that was the conjunction. And then planets move and they make different aspects. And there was a square between them.
Squares are painful.
Between 2012 and 2015. They had an Aries Capricorn square.
Excuse me.
Well, that's, if we think what was going on in the United States, 2015 certainly brought forth changing.
Tell me about it.
All right.
Not all change is good.
No. Then they're going to move into a trine this year, which is a harmonious aspect. And while they're in a trine, they're going to do something we have never seen. These two planets in trine, sextile the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So Pluto wants to bring forward the hidden, the occult, the suppressed, bring power to the people, and Uranus wants to report on that. So we have this age of Aquarius energy, right? Because we have the birth, Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. That is considered the inception point, or the birth of the zodiac.
And
that's
a very important point.
That is sextiling Uranus, Aquarius's ruling planet, modern ruler. So Saturn, the ancient ruler, is sextiling Uranus, the modern ruler. And Pluto is in Aquarius. So this configuration of the trine between Uranus and Pluto is sextiling Saturn and Neptune. There's a lot of energy for the Aquarian age involved in this configuration. Now, the last time that we had the trine of Pluto and Uranus, it wasn't in Gemini, but it was a trine, and it was in the early 1920s, right? So you had the Roaring Twenties and the Flappers, and what I will call the time of brilliant minds.
Brilliant minds?
Brilliant minds, the early 20s. You know, you had the...
Who are you thinking of?
Well, the Copenhagen Quantum Physics Society.
Wait, yeah. And wasn't
Einstein.
Wasn't this also about the time that they... Was it Rutherford who discovered the double helix of DNA as well?
I
think around
Einstein,
there. There's like a real period of like...
I'm not
boom.
sure, but when was Picasso prevalent? I don't know. Anyway.
Good question.
I'm just saying
we will look. Thank you for the super chats, people. Keep them coming.
Thank you. The early 20s was this kind of time of brilliant minds, right?
Let's have a look at Picasso.
So I think that we are going to see more of that, and not really be down on AI, but understand that this age, this Aquarian age, is a time of instant information, right? Something happens in a country and we hear about it in minutes. You know, there's some sort of catastrophic climate thing and we hear about it in minutes. So I think that over these next couple of years, there's going to be a lot of information download. Not necessarily all bad, but it is up to people to continue to stabilize that information, right? Is it real? You got something?
Yeah, he's probably his most influential work. I'm not an art
Picasso
history
fan.
major by any stretch of imagination, but he painted a picture called The Three Musicians, or The Musicians with Masks, or Musicians in Masks. Large surreal oil painting painted in the summer of 1921 at Fontainebleau in Paris, France.
21, okay.
Which really brought about the exemplification of the synthetic cubist style. It's a weird picture to look at. I don't know if you guys can. It's too tiny. You'll probably not see.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it's like, there you go. That's
Well, they
that
know
weird
what Picasso.
thing.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. So you think about this is
he was so misunderstood.
1921, right? And that's when we had that Uranus-Pluto trine the last time. But we didn't have the sextile of Saturn and Neptune to go with it. So when you think about it, right? We said Saturn is the border, the boundary, right? That's why it used to be called Cronus. The chronic, the timekeeper, nothing past here, nothing to see past here. But now we have Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto all involved in this shifting of an age. The outer planets are generational, and they're involved in this harmonious, right? A trine and a sextile. They're involved in this harmonious energy. But we mustn't be lazy, right? When we get too much easy stuff, we tend to be lazy. This because we stop fighting and we just think, oh well, right? But we really need to stand up and look at what is real. And Laura's saying she wants to hear more singing.
Okay, well,
more playing.
She's suggesting. Well, yeah, funny enough, yeah. We were tickling the ivories the other day. I've got some work to do on our PA. I know there's a couple of things. It's like everything busts, you know. You have to get me soldering iron out and fix things. So it is what it is. But yeah, why not?
All right. So people who have taken the astrology class, I'm almost done. I only have a couple more things to say, but they're fascinating. People who have taken the astrology course know that one of the books I give out in that course curriculum is a book by Robert Hand. He's one of the astrologers that I really, really respect. He has a Facebook page. He's not a young man anymore, but you can go and listen to some of his wonderful Robisms. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Anyway, he said, and this isn't a direct quote, but he said about this shift is that we're going to start to see.
Don't remember eating that frog, do you? Oh dear, I'm sorry.
All right. So we've been saying that Saturn is telling us this shit is real. Oh my God. It's a reality, taskmaster, lesson learner. Gotta see this is real. And Neptune was outside that boundary saying, nothing is real. Everything is nebulous. Well, Rob Hand, and this is not a direct quote, but I love this idea, said, we're about to see that all along, Neptune was what was real, and Saturn was the illusion. In other words, Saturn is the exalted prisoner aspect, where we make ourselves shut down and listen. And Neptune was saying, this is quantum, people. If you can think it, you can be it. Why aren't you manifesting your dreams? So he's saying that we're about to see, as we move into the age of Aquarius, that Saturn was the illusion and Neptune was the reality. We just have to think outside of our 3D, right? We have to get a little quantum.
Can I get completely left field on you? It's interesting that, there are whatever they call them, almost like paradigm shifts once in a while. And I think we're on the verge of another paradigm shift where, we realize how we realize things wasn't entirely real, if you know what I mean, which you probably don't. So let me try and explain that. For all along, we tend to think that matter occurred before consciousness, don't we? That we had to have a physical reality from which consciousness was born. I'm going to challenge that and say it's probably consciousness that actually created matter. Simply because, we're going into Einstein's general theory of relativity here, equals
But
MC
we're coming
squared.
into this harmonious aspect between Uranus and Pluto.
All comes down to energy. And we're the sort of people who talk at 3 o'clock in the morning. She'll wake up and have a brain fart, and it's like, have you ever thought about what thoughts are made of? And really, yeah, have you ever thought about what thoughts are made of? Ultimately, everything comes down to energy. It does come down to energy. And I think for me, particularly, because I have a hard time with the Christianized, anthropomorphic kind of view of angelic stuff, like they're beings with big wings and all that sort of stuff.
8 foot tall men with halos.
They're more, to me, I think we're talking about entities of sentient energy. and sentient energy, self-aware sentient energy. And you know, it's really fascinating when we look at the way things are changing, you know, because ultimately, you look at our interface with reality. What is real? What is it? Your perception determines your reality. It really does. How you perceive it becomes your actual reality, you know. If you're colorblind and can't see red, how do you know what red looks like? You have a different reality, you know. If you experience synesthesia or something where you get a different kind of response to a typical stimuli, you know, for example, you hear sounds or something, your reality will be different. And reality is not what we think it is. You know, oh, get real. What is real? Your reality is your perception, how you perceive it. And you can change your reality simply by changing your perception of it.
The Bible describes them as Lovecraftian horror types with multiple eyes.
Well, that's nice to know. Thank you for that. Very helpful.
Where do you find that
I
in the
don't
Bible?
know. I don't know.
Are you talking about demons or and angels? All right, anyway.
Sure, multiple eyes.
Well, getting back on that subject.
They have no need of a body.
Getting back on that subject of this kind of thing. So,
oh, we're starting
Saturn.
to get some people join us. Hello. If you've not said hello, say hello. Please continue.
Saturn was the illusion, the exalted prisoner we put upon ourselves. Where is that in the Bible? One of the original Arabic translations. Well, I'm going to get to something else in a minute.
Not sure the Bible was translated into Arabic, but we'll work that one out later.
Started in Arabic. Well, it is
Aramaic, possibly.
It is Abrahamic. Okay. Anyway, and that Neptune.
Hey, Brenda, how are you?
Neptune was the spiritual. All right, so I'm just going to recap a little bit because you're right, Laura. I'm trying so hard to stay focused.
And I pride myself in derailing her.
All right, so Rob Hand, he says, all along, Saturn was the illusion. All along, Saturn was the illusion. We put upon ourselves and we said, okay, we'll listen. Okay, that's true. Okay, I'll sit still. But Saturn's glyph is actually very spiritual. It says spirit coming into reality, coming into spirit. So is that saying that it's transforming the energy of the inner planets and taking that energy from spirit, the outer planets, and bringing that Neptunian energy into our reality? Maybe that was its job. And that we're going to see that Neptune was really the real thing. And I think we're going to have leaps forward with innovations and understandings and intelligence within ourselves, like a spiritual intelligence, right? So maybe the age of Pisces was where we gained our emotional intelligence. Right?
It's
the age of Pisces.
These are all paths on the tree of life.
Where we gained our emotional intelligence. And now we're moving into the age of Aquarius where we gain spiritual intelligence. That's my take on that. But I'd like to say something else.
Go for it.
Once the tick happens, you can't untick.
Well,
right? Once, we say this in our Craft of the Wise class, once the initiation explodes,
can't unexplode
you
a
can't
bomb.
unexplode it. So, like it or not, we have to move forward with the age. Things can't be how they always were. It's not going to exist anymore.
Resistance is futile.
And I just want to see what I have here because I think it's really important. Right. We're going to talk more as we go forward, either in morning chats or here, about how all the planets that jumbled up in Capricorn moved into Aquarius and now are moving off into Pisces. They're kind of playing this follow the leader with transits and aspects, right? So they're all going to make the same transit and aspect to this configuration, right? Oh, something's going to square Uranus, then the next thing will square Uranus, then the next thing will square Uranus as they move on, right? it'll square or trine or sextile all these other planets. So I think we're going to see patterns starting to evolve that will help us if we can receive them and understand what they're emanating. The other thing that I'd like to say is this coming together, right, of Saturn and Neptune and Uranus and Pluto. These are all these generational planets. And a lot of people have been saying, like when the Mayan calendar finished, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
As we know, that was 2012, people.
But it's the end of a cycle, right?
Long
It's the
count.
end of a long count. It's the end of a cycle. So we know that a lot of what's in the Bible is astronomical reporting. And in that last book of the Bible, what's it called? Revelation.
All will be revealed. Eh?
Right? Revelation. Now, what if they knew that the change of the age of Pisces, the fisherman of man, our emotional intelligent era, was going to, when the revelation came, when things were revealed, we would move into our spiritual intelligence. So I think this is something to think about. Also, why don't you have a look at the word apocalypse? It's Greek. Why don't you look in the dictionary or Google, what does apocalypse mean? What is the translation from the Greek word apocalypse into English words? I was voice texting and honestly haven't looked into that in ages.
Oh, I take it you're talking about Doreen Virtue. I she was a bit odd. I mean, everything was angels with her, wasn't it? And then she found
Right,
Jesus.
in the middle, she published something called Goddesses Are Angels, and I went, oh. And that's when we stopped carrying a lot of her stuff. But shortly after that, she went off the rails. But I think it's probably because the goddesses were like, yo, beach.
Yo, beach?
Ain't no
What is
angel.
this Yo, beach?
Yeah, I could see that, Kali and Hecate and all those goddesses are just angels. What? Anyway, to each their own. World is big enough for everybody. But yeah, have you found out the word apocalypse? To uncover or to reveal or to disclose. So we're in it, people. We are in it. This is a cycle of change, a big shift between now and July, and then from July until spring of 2028 as things kind of come down. So now is a great time. I want to cough on people again. Now is a great time to manifest, to make your dreams into reality. So what does this say? It would make sense that the revealed religion view revelation as the end of the world.
Interesting that they would be termed revealed religions, eh? Just a thought. Just a thought for you there.
I'm telling you, people, we are living in such interesting times. But there's so much more going on that I haven't even talked about with the eclipse and the nodes and all these points, these timing points that tell us amazing things about past, present, and future.
Time ain't what you think it is.
Timey-wimey.
Seriously.
All right. So what are we manifesting? We're going to put this out there today into the intertubes, into the interwebs. And we are manifesting that our Moon Mansion Tarot gets printed.
Yes.
And we are manifesting that our new website will have the time we need to get it finished. So, and that'll be really cool because it'll link to our YouTube channel. So like when I was doing the thing and said, oh, we have Mercury retrograde remedy, there'll be a click now button.
It's beyond the merch shelf. It's all merchandising.
You can just click on it, so it'll, and vice versa. When I'm talking about something on the website, you could go watch the video that links to it. So that'll be really cool. We are working on Celtica. The greenhouse polytunnel got taken out by the snow.
The snowpocalypse took it out.
And we're going to build a bigger chicken coop, and we have some things we need to get done in the garden, because we want to have more produce and be able to do farm-to-table kind of things. We are working on the sanctuary apartments so that we can do residential courses.
Immersive courses.
Come for a 3 or 4 day weekend, have meals, rituals, whatever we're going to do. We are working on birthing the Occult Education Center. So I ordered little round business cards for that. And as some of you may have noticed, I've been broadcasting the morning chats a couple of times from the library. So we want to work on that. There are some other books that we'd really love to get for that. And when we have the Occult Education Center, we're also going to have a workshop space, a ritual space, and it'll be a nice place for calm and.
We've got to catalogue the entire library. That's going to be a fun
catalog the
job.
Library. I've talked to some people who have connections to education who are saying we should try to digitize some of the things. We know the occult is going to survive. We know that. It always has.
We've taken an oath to preserve the past,
exactly.
So we're kind of committed to what we're doing here.
And when we do look at history, the occult has been very much needed sometimes. And if we're moving indeed into the time of spiritual intelligence, connecting to spirit and being able to speak those occult languages will be even more important, and community will be even more important. A place to be with like-minded people, be able to, have good company, eat good food, and learn amazing things and share amazing things. So that's what we're manifesting from now till the spring of 2028. Not a small list.
Not a small
Our
list
Moon
at
Mansion
all.
Tarot, work on Celtica, work on the Sanctuary, Occult Education
sleep?
Center,
Who
the
needs
website.
sleep?
And for my part, I'm really trying to work harmoniously with AI. I certainly have no intention of taking away anything from artists or people who are real people offering us real information and real teachings and real artistry. Obviously, we're not going to abandon any of that. But I'm using it so that I don't have to spend 10 hours fighting to make a meme.
Yeah, it's not, learning how to use this stuff properly is quite an interesting challenge, because fortunately I've spent a lot of my adult life around computers. That's kind of what I do, and I'm trying to tell Lisa, she's really getting it now. You have to be really brutally specific.
Oh my gosh. This clear quartz.
Run for it! Run away!
It must have a message for us. Let me put it here.
It's a little moon keeper, isn't it?
It's a little moon keeper, but it's not charged with a moon right now. It is like, it's a moon energy. You can see that it's kind of, but it's not a specific zodiac moon.
We'll just play with our quartz balls instead.
But honestly, understanding alchemy and transformation, for people who are in the academy, please go and listen to Auric Alchemy. Listen to those healing meditations. Give yourself this time of transformation, right? But yeah, the Moon Mansion Tarot, we started in 2015. It's very interesting because that's that harsh aspect.
11 years on this. Easily.
The website, that's been a work in progress forever.
Well, we're actually covering some ground now, so there's not a lot for you to see yet because there's so much going on in the background.
The building at our little mini Celtica, the building with the 2 apartments and the workshop, that went up in 21, I think.
A lot of work to do on the inside yet.
Then COVID kind of really derailed plans. But now I really think this occult education center, obviously we're not giving up what we do. We're still going to do what we do. But yet another branch now of this beautiful tree that we tend, right?
Well, it's part of our continuing growth, if you will. I mean, change is inevitable. It's the only singular constant. Change is the singular constant. It will always occur. And so it's necessary for us to adapt to changing needs and changing times, to provide for our community. And our community has been crystal clear. This is what they want, you know. This is what they want. And there's this need for this. There really is this need for this.
Everybody wants to know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, the difference between the revealed religions and the mystery schools, you know, the fact that the revealed religion said this is it, you know, this is all there is to it, blah, blah, blah kind of thing, and this is what you do. Whereas the mystery school says things aren't necessarily as they appear, nor are they necessarily otherwise.
I was having a conversation with one of my students a couple weeks ago, and I said, you know, when I began in the early 90s, I had a shaman, Hawaiian shaman, kahuna teacher, and he said, well, what is it that you want to know? And I said, everything.
Everything.
And he said,
all the things.
He said, I cannot possibly teach you that. And, you know, now some 40 years later, 30 years later, 30 some odd years later, whatever it is.
We now know there's an awful lot of things we don't know.
I realize why he said I can't possibly teach you that. And I have learned an awful lot in those 3 decades. But, you know, I'm really looking forward to learning 10 times as much as we move into this spiritual age. Right?
I think one of the most valuable things I personally learnt was I'm probably wrong. Which is a great leveler for a Leo, you know, because I have my faults, but being wrong isn't one of them, you know. You know what I mean? Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, we could do it. If we could do some kind of barter, that would be even better. We'd love that, because we'd love to put off-grid solar on the roof of T Nodwa. So, if he knows solar, I want to talk to him. Definitely.
All right.
Lots and lots
I'm first for
and
Gilda.
Okay, are we starting now? Guys, don't forget, we still, it would help greatly if you were to throw us a super chat, no matter how much, because it helps us be better known. And please, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Please, if you are subscribed, hit the notify bell as well, so you get to watch everything, you know, when Lisa pops up when nobody expects the unexpected, and she'll just pop online sometimes and do something.
If you subscribe, then you'll get noticed.
If you've got that notification bell, you'll get a little shout to say, "Oh, if she's online now, you can check her out." If you know, assuming you're not operating a car or something like that. But it would help us greatly if you would do your little bit to evangelize our channel, so to speak.
Right, because many times people say, "I really don't have any money. I can't give a super chat." Well, you could share the video. Or like the video, or comment on the video, you know, or if you purchased our book, leave a review, you know. So there's a lot of things you could do to really help us if you don't have money. And, you know...
Well, thank you, Lizette.
We really appreciate all the help that we get. We really, really do. But, you know, guys, we're on a mission together. We're on a mission together to bring forth this spiritual intelligence, right? To get people to understand human race, one planet, one people. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, you're part of it too. You're right here with us. You're fighting the good fight, or whatever the word is. I don't know. Thank you so much. Oh, and thank you, Savannah, also. So, can you put Ray on the list? Does that would like a card for Ray?
All right, Gilda. Believe nothing. Search for the facts. Right?
Believe absolutely nothing.
This energy is not necessarily that of a liar, but it is the energy of somebody who manages to leave off some important information connected to the truth. So take what they're saying, write down some facts, research those facts to find the whole truth about it before you make any real commitment.
You have to stick Taylor on for a card now as well.
Okay.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, guys.
All right, you have Savannah.
Savannah. Oh, hey. This card does not suck. This is us. I love this card.
He thinks
say
this is us. He's
Well,
the
I
crazy
do.
lion, and I have to calm him.
You never fuzz me under the chin. It's just, you should. You should fuzz me more. I need to be fuzzed. So, yeah. Well, you know, Leos need to be stroked, don't they? They're bloody pussycats.
Right, this
aren't
is
they?
Savannah's card.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
It's all about me.
It's all about me. Sod you, Savannah. It's all about me.
Oh,
Seriously.
my goddess.
This card says it all. The card's name is Strength. Number 8. It's one of the Rays, the lead officer of the Rays. And yeah. Infinite resources at her disposal. That Mobius loop that we have above her head there kind of says it all. Lemniscate is its proper name, isn't it?
That which is hidden.
Yes, and the lemniscate alludes to an awful lot. And if you've done our tarot class, or you'll have to wait until the book comes out, won't you? Which we're manifesting right now on our tarot. It explains the lemniscates, skates plural, so to speak. But anyway, coming back to this, it's called Strength. And this is to remind you, Savannah, that the strongest force in the universe is love. There is nothing stronger than it. Love will beat everything hands down every time. There is nothing, you cannot drive out hate with hate. You cannot drive out fear with fear. But love fixes everything. And the lion is, if she'd have come at him strong like bull, she'd be lunch, wouldn't she? But instead he's just putty in her hands, and his tail's between his legs, and he's going, give me more under the chin, give me more, come on, gimme, pet me.
Sometimes the only way to deal with the explosive drama is manipulation.
That's not what I'm saying. Oh, you nasty piece of work, you. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Speaking volumes, you see, this is the cold, hard Aquarian that we have to deal with, people. I'm just saying, life is not always a picnic here. just so you know. But no, seriously, love is your strongest asset here, especially if somebody's frustrating the absolute bleeding bejeebers out of you. If you love your enemies, it frustrates the hell out of them. You know what I mean? They can't get one over you. So try to do a different thing. Don't let them push your buttons. Don't let them wind you up. Don't let them harsh your mellow, so to speak. Find your place of serene peace and power, and just spread love wherever you are. And it changes things. It's you can never run out of it. That's the thing. It's like pushing water uphill with a broom, Savannah. The more you try it, the more it just rushes round and surrounds you. So it's okay. You can't run out of love. You can never run out of love to give. I know it's difficult sometimes, but that's because your focus has been taken somewhere else. But remember, we manifest our reality. So choose love. I choose love. There you go. Oh, I got all philosophical there.
Laura.
Not bad for a lion.
Laura of the North.
I'm going to have to put some likes on people. Thank you so much. Keep the super chats going. We're almost there with our goal. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
You may feel like you're in a time of struggle. And if people are being really negative or poo-pooing your ideas or upsetting you, pause and say out loud if you're alone, or in your mind's eye if you're in the presence of these people, so-and-so has no power over me. So-and-so's thoughts and words have no power over me, right? So this card, yes, depicts a struggle, but I feel for you taking up a little bit of time in defense without being defensive, right? Like, you don't have to walk up to the person and say, you have no power over me. But take a deep breath and say that in your mind's eye if you're next to them. You have no power over me. You have no control over me. You have no power over me. right? Because a lot of times, if somebody is a light worker, people oppose that and they try to, suck the life out of you, pull you down. So don't get sucked in. Use your words.
So many people get off on Schadenfreude, don't they call it, where you take pleasure in somebody else's misfortune. What a mean person. How do you expect to have a lovely, wonderful life as a result of that? Who I got? Peggy? Yep. All right. Oh, hey. Now is the time for action. So yeah, this is a very Martian card, or the Aryan kind of charge here. So just watch that your action doesn't get prepossessed with anger. Anger, you've lost the plot.
Sorry.
If you come at something from a place of anger, it's not going to work out. You're just going to wind up burning yourself or hurting yourself, stubbing your own damn toe, whatever. Getting super frustrated. So this instead is, definitely lead the charge. Definitely confront something head on if you need to. It is not the time to be a shrinking violet. It is a time to be very assertive in your life and stand up for what is important to you. What is important to you. And this is one of the best forms of defense, strategically speaking or tactically speaking, is actually an attack. Because your assailant does not expect to be attacked. Believe me, they don't. They think they have the upper hand. But there are subtle ways of attacking your assailant. But the thing is, if you knock them on their back foot straight away, they lose their ability to dominate you. And I think this is the important thing. And this may be more of like dominating the situation.
Well, I think there's this overview right now of coming into your spiritual intelligence.
Yes.
And when you're in that space, they're really, you don't get emotionally drawn in to the attacks.
Right. You have no power over me. You have no power over me.
You don't even need to rise to that bombardment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of the overview that seems to be taking place here is, yes, there are negative things and negative people and poop that just keeps happening and happening. And we've all had a horrific 2025. But we are in the transition now to something much better if we allow ourselves not to be held back.
The key is mental fortitude. Mental fortitude. And that's what this card is speaking to for you specifically, Peggy. This is not about you taking out a sword and running somebody through. This is mental fortitude for you. So to believe that you are not as powerless as they would have you believe. And believe me, there's an awful lot of naysayer propaganda being hoyed around at the moment, designed specifically to make you feel unable to affect any real change, unable to have any authority, any agency. And that is not the case. Do not for 1 second forget who the hell you are.
Exactly. All right. That was Peggy, right?
Yes,
right.
That was. Thank you, Brenda. And she has a question regarding a neighbour. Okay. And thank you, Anna.
All right. So now I have Lizette.
There you go.
Lizette.
Just two more peeps.
Lizette, sometimes we really do have a lot more information than we recognize we have. So this card in Christopher's deck is the Dawn, right? The Mother Earth herself. And I feel like you're coming to a place where you recognize how much information you have and how you can use that to nurture others. And, many times we don't recognize our own strength and our own ability. We keep thinking, that we're just working on it. And yeah, we're always just working on it. But sometimes an assessment of all that really is real that you've already got right there is important. So give yourself the respect that you have earned. Give yourself that pat on the back and be confident and know that you can move forward in the direction that you want to move forward with. You have the ability to make the right choices. Yoff.
Yoff! And thank you, Yoff, for the super chat. We have one more and we got our goal, people.
My goodness.
We're getting so perilously
What an
close.
amazing day today is. Well, see, we're manifesting.
We're manifesting. We are manifesting. That's what we're doing. Stop whinging and start manifesting. All right, so here we go. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Spin the wheel, round it goes. Where it lands, no one knows. Or do they, Yoff? Listen, there may be those ne'er-do-wells with naught to stop your wheel other than the friction of their butt cheeks. But you are on top of this with the sword of control in your hand. 'Tis up to you, my friend, how hard you spin this wheel, which direction you spin it, if you choose to spin it at all. Maybe you like where it's sitting right now. How you look at it, how you perceive it is key. If we read around the wheel, you know you've done this, it says tarot. Unless we go the other way round, and then it says rotor if we start at the bottom, which simply means wheel. Or we could start and go the opposite way round, and we get Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament, the Jewish faith. Interesting, eh? Perception is key. You've got the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac in the heavens. You are one of those, my friend. Don't forget that. So, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, thank you, Cassie.
Put her on in.
We hit our goal. We are manifesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, this is not down to fate. You are not a passenger in your life, is what I'm trying to say. You have the ability to influence your destiny and your perception thereof. I have that book. Somebody loaned it to me. I haven't read it yet. Reynard the Fox, but. Yeah, it's actually a hermanubis, if you want the fancy name for what it's not a fox at all. It's a hermanubis, which is an amalgam. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, you are in charge of your life. You are not a passenger. How you perceive it, what you do with it, is down to you. So now's a good time to start manifesting, my friend.
Right.
Manifest away.
All right, our Lori, which, by the way, our Lori is doing phone readings.
She is, and she's super good at it.
So while I think of it, Lori, I made memes for the readers. If you would like a meme, let me know.
We can meme you up.
We can meme you. Lori, your time of solitude is almost over.
Oh, coming back to life. I love it.
Sometimes people look at this and think, oh my God, he's dead. But we know he's not dead. He's meditating. He's manifesting. He's working.
Resting his eyes.
Right? So I think that you have been focused and really working hard for quite some time. And I know, I just get a sense that your social life is going to open back up. That you'll have more ability to get out and about and be with like-minded people. So I think this is a positive card for the week and for the energy that we're all
working with, dealing with, experiencing.
I can't find the right word. The energy that we're all absorbing, I guess. All right. Carol.
Carol. One of my favourite Virgos. Kabbalistic wisdom here. Draw on your past experiences to bring them to the present and manifest something quite incredible. This is indeed very much the communication of ideas and information through experiences, multi-generational stuff, ancestral wisdom, etc., the whole darn picture. And fits in so perfectly with what we were talking about earlier with the whole idea of the Occult Education Centre. You are a font of occult wisdom, my dear. Don't ever forget that. You have learned so much, you have absorbed so much, and I know sometimes you're quite taciturn and don't like to run off at the mouth, which is kind of, very unlike me, Can't shut up, I got verbal dysentery. But when you do say things, it's very profound and deeply learned, and I appreciate the wisdom that you bring to me on, whenever we connect. And so you are tremendously valued by your community. Just know that, and just you don't forget who the hell you are and where you came from.
That
and
is
your
the
story.
theme here.
Your story, your story is an important one. And
F the tormentors, they have no power over you.
Your story can be of great benefit to others. Seriously.
Maybe you want to think about sharing your story.
Maybe.
All right, Jess. Ooh, I think you're coming into a time of great abundance.
Abundance.
So your attitude of gratitude is going to pay off. I think as you are helping others, you will be rewarded in many ways, on many levels. And I just see this as a very, very positive omen, right? A good omen, that as slow as things were before, now things are going to be just the opposite, right? We have to recognize that we've come through that doorway now. There's no going back. This month is, when we get pushed out into the next realm, right? So I've often talked about that and said that, we're in the past is behind us and we are on the threshold and we don't know. Part of us wants to step back into the old realm, and part of us is very excited to have the opportunity to move into the new realm. But right now, not to get all woo-woo, you can't step back.
Can't
So
go back in your
stay
shell.
where you are, you move forward. And I think you're going to move forward leaps and bounds. I think it's going to be very positive. Meredith.
Meredith. This has got to be yours. Oh, communication. Well, this is perhaps a little shot across the bows of the precursor of the Mercury retrograde.
Can't build the new unless you tear down the old.
Well, that is true too. And this does indicate a falsehood collapsing under its own weight. So somebody may not have been as entirely forthcoming with the, how should we say, not necessarily straight up lying to you or trying to deceive you, but may well have been somewhat economical with the truth and allowed you to come to an opinion that suited them. However, the opinion that you came to was not, or the conclusion you came to was not the accurate one. And I think there's cracks going to start showing in that facade, and it's going to start crumbling away quite quickly. This may cause a bit of a knee-jerk reaction from you to want to say, how dare you mislead me in this way? How dare you, Don't go for the jugular here. It's okay, Just take it under advisement and learn from the experience. Tuck it away into your bunch of bunch of tools in your toolbox. So this is how I deal with this, and this is how we. It's like when things don't pan out perfectly, it can be a good learning experience, and there can be an advantage for that. But also watch yourself that you don't just let fly with something that you're later going to regret, because when you loose off a word out of your mouth, it's like a stone. You can't go back and unthrow it. So discretion is a better part of valor. Just remember that. And even if somebody has been less than honest or not totally open with you, has been playing a little bit of an evasive game, shall we say, and that crack starts through, you don't need to run them through. Okay, just remember that. But communication is key, and listening is as important as you can.
Well, Anna, I feel bad you gave us a super chat. So we can pull you a card.
We'll pull you a card.
And then you can just
pull you a card.
Forward along until
you'll get it.
It'll
come. Doesn't have to come immediately.
Anyway, all right. So I have Logan.
It'll still be there. Logan. Yes, he is a channel member. I'm an idiot. Duh. I had a whip once.
Logan's in the academy, I think. I don't know.
I don't think he's
all right.
in the
Anyway,
academy.
Logan. Discernment. Right? So it's okay to think anything you want to think, but it might not be okay to say everything you think. So there's
a theme here, isn't
it? The Queen of Swords, you can see she's like, come here. Oh, wait, not too close. I think that boundaries are going to be very important for you. Sometimes we do have to work with other people who are not on our vibration, that we don't vibe to, or that we even feel repulsed from. So I know I said you can't go back, and that's true, but sometimes we do have to communicate or relate to people who haven't come through the door yet. So be as kind as you can be to the people that you perceive have no emotional or spiritual intelligence. And kindness will get you quite a ways. But I think you're going to have some challenges with people who are trying to put stuff on you that doesn't belong to you. So raise up your boundary then. And like I was saying to Laura, you have no power over me. You can just say, that energy does not belong to me, right? So protection, but also keeping up with the things that you have to keep up with. All right, you have Jen.
Jen J. Oh, hey. This is a pretty good card.
More family BS, yeah, probably.
So this is a good card. This is a good card. Very much like it's a card that speaks of relationship, but a relationship which isn't necessarily romantic, although there is a wedding perhaps shown on here. I mean, we can assume that. There seems to be cause for celebration. But there's cause for celebration in this relationship. And it's a relationship where very much the two people choose to walk together or work together or cooperate together. This isn't, as I said, a straight up, romantic relationship. It doesn't necessarily indicate that. But it does indicate mutual cooperation and mutual respect. And also the willingness to cooperate but not subsume the other or try and control the other. If we look very closely, I know I point this out every time, these guys are looking out. They're looking out to the world, not just, one person looking out and the other one going, well, what music do you like? Everything you like, my lord. That's not what it's supposed to be. It's about, being your own people and bringing your own unique approach and viewpoint to the mix, which is extremely valuable. And certainly when you're working with others, if that's what you're doing, it's important to know that he who stands with crack up to, shoulders is the best place to tell you how deep the crap is. So listen to what somebody else is bringing to the picture, because we all sometimes, especially me, make assumptions that we've got all the answers, and I should know that I get it wrong quite regularly, and I am not the world's authority on bloody everything. In fact, I'm probably wrong. So learning from others, taking other people, isn't taking away from you, it's adding to you, it's adding to the mix. So I would urge you to do that in a spirit of mutual cooperation and mutual support and mutual respect. Yeah? If that makes sense. Hopefully it does.
All right, Susan.
Speaking of relationships.
This is not always necessarily a soulmate card. It could be soul buddies. And I feel like you're going to be connecting with someone who will be very healing for you. So this may be connecting with someone who helps you with physical healing, not necessarily emotional or spiritual healing. So keep your eyes open for recommendations for new healers or doctors or a connection to a specialist, because I think that sometimes we forget our Reiki training, that which is going on in our physical body is coming in from a spiritual or emotional place. So mind, body, spirit, do some meditating, but also take on board that there may be a soul buddy doctor connection, male or female, doesn't matter, that's going to help you to heal. So I think these next few weeks are going to be very healing for you. So now you have Brenda.
And I think she had a question about
regarding
a
a neighbor.
This card does not suck. This again is all about relationship and being copacetic. I think the thing is, this is very much about your family though, and your own patch of ground and your little house on the hill with a river running past. I think at this stage, don't worry what's on the other side of the fence. Good fences make good neighbours. I think they're maybe harshing your mellow a little bit, but don't worry about it. You know, they can stay the other side of the bloody fence. Just leave them to it. Leave them to it. Do your own thing. Focus on you. Focus on your own immediate environment. Move a bit of furniture around. You know, if you don't like looking at it, put some pretty lights in the window and some nice mesh curtains.
They have no power over
you. Don't let them get into your. Don't give them free rent in your head. Keep them the other side of the fence. I think that's important for you, and just really celebrate on the amazing life that you have. And
this card is a promise of a good outcome.
It is. It's a very fortuitous one. You know, you don't get rainbows without rain, which means there's been a bit of a shittiness gone on there. But by the same token, you know, the rainbow says you're okay. You know, the flood's not going to happen. You know, we're not going to get swept away. So, yeah, house on a hill, river running past, good position, good family, good support infrastructure. Just look to your own. We haven't got there yet, Savannah. We're getting there. She's 3
Ray,
on,
Taylor, Kaylee, Anna, Cassie. That's what
3
we
on.
call it.
A lot of people today. Sorry about that, and I just spiel off. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, there you go. Your turn. You go, Ray.
Yeah, we got almost 20 readings today. So
That's
all
good.
Right, so Ray, I'm finding your card. It's under here.
Ooh, deep stuff. I love it.
I don't know. I kind of get the sense that for a very long time, you have been searching for the hidden and want to understand the things that are beneath the surface and want to reach through veils and find the truth. And I think this card says that doors are opening and you are going to go through them. Anytime we see a moon on a card, we know the person is starting a new phase of their life, and there's several moons on this card. And the High Priestess is associated with Binah, great understanding. And in the building of King Solomon's temple, she is guarding the Ark of the Covenant, where all of the hidden secrets are kept. So I think you're coming into a time of great balance and great understanding and rising above the mundane. A lot of times we do get stuck with our mundane obligations, and I feel like stress management is going to become a lot easier for you because you're stepping through into that new space.
I think Brenda's been fighting with her keyboard.
Okay, Taylor.
I read your messages. I get your drift. Oh, eh? Temperance.
Alchemy.
Temperance. It is an act of alchemy, really. There is some kind of alchemical transformation going on here. Tempering is a magical thing. It makes a good, hard, sharp edge on a blade whilst maintaining its flexibility. And somebody doesn't have a temper, you know, ooh, they've got a bad temper. No, they are of bad temper, or they are of good temper. What is your temper? Do you need some tempering? Do you need to perhaps have that hard edge but still remain flexible, you know? I think this is a card of ooh, what a word. I've just had a word pop into my head. Epistemology. I think you did psychology at one point in your life. I think you studied that. I don't know why. Or you have a fascination with it, or you have a fascination with the human mind.
Taylor, yeah?
Yeah. And I think this epistemology is the understanding of understanding. The understanding of how we learn. And I think if you understand truly the process of that, especially with regard to yourself, you're going to become a little sponge and you are just going to amass so much and grow so much. And this is part of your tempering, because I think sometimes you almost overthink things, if you will. And you get yourself in a little bit of a conundrum where you're sort of bouncing from pillar to post to pillar to post to pillar to post, rather than just allowing yourself to be the sponge that absorbs the really useful stuff. And I think the being less hard on yourself, and allowing yourself the luxury of letting your mind wander is really good, because the wandering is where the true mysteries lie.
All right.
That was quite profound for me.
Kaylee, I have Kaylee. Woo. Oh, some really good news is coming. Something that you may have been working on for a while. And it is a bit of a big step, but I feel like the news that's coming will allow you to make the step, right? You'll have whatever it is you need in the toolbox, or the financial key, or some sort of really, really positive message about how you're going to move forward and confidently, safely move forward. So some really big deals going down in very, very positive way. And remember too that Mercury retrogrades are a great time to finish up old business, so don't be held back by thinking not a good time to go ahead and do it, because it's something I think you've been focused on for quite some time.
So there.
All right, Anna. Ooh.
I'm just going to let you look at this card. I don't really need to say much, do I? This is the wonderful, brilliant, beautiful dichotomy that mirrors life completely. We look at this card, we see a chariot, but the chariot's hewn out of stone. What a stupid thing to make a chariot out of. Something you did study psychology. Well, there you go. Yeah. So anyway, the chariot made out of stone. Why would you hew out of stone a chariot for something that's supposed to move really quickly? And how the hell's he control it when he ain't got any reins? Where's he going? Well, it's interesting that we've got that now, because this actually shows the juxtaposition of the liminal, which is really, 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 really cool for you. The liminal is that place where there's not quite enough. I mean, we even look here. We've got the sunset and sunrise, the evening and the dawn, the morning and the twilight times, the twilight zone, if you will. And it is kind of in the forward. It's neither on ground or it's neither in the water. It's both and none. Neither and both, which is what the liminal is. And it's how we perceive things, which brings us right back to the start. And I don't know if you went back to the start yet, but when you do, you'll go, oh, bloody hell. Because that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about, and this time, that our perception governs our reality, that how we see things actually becomes our manifest reality. How we perceive things becomes our manifest reality. And how you perceive things in the liminal, when things are a little bit, can't really work it out, there's not quite enough light, your imagination starts to play tricks on you. Or does it? What if your imagination is your reality generator? What if the ship is your imagination, so to speak? to quote a cranky old witch I know well. I love her though, even if she is an Aquarian, cold Aquarian. Hey. So this is a beautiful card for you, and if your thinking isn't working out, rethink your thinking, because your thinking is key to what follows. Your thought is what comes as your precursor to your manifest reality. So think about how you're spending time in the liminal, where all things are possible and magic truly does abound. All right? We've had some profound cards today, haven't we?
And I have a little more talking to do. So
you better. This is going to be... We're not getting out of here anytime soon. We'll be here till Tuesday.
Oh, Cassie. Things might be moving a little slower than you'd like, But sometimes in order to be really precise and deliberate, we have to go at a little slower pace, right? But I kind of feel like this card today for you is saying you've put down all the roots now, so it's okay to move forward. And I feel kind of a lighter energy. You notice all the yellow on this card to do with the sun and light and like solar plexus energy, confidence, independence. So I think the seeds have been sowed, the roots are put down, and now it's about giving yourself permission to make the change, permission to take the steps. You've got a really good, solid, worked out thing, right? You've taken your time, you've worked through it, you've responded to it, you've processed it, and now you can move, you can take those steps. All right.
Are we doing card of the week, or do you want to speak some more first?
Well, I just want to speak a little more first, then I'll do card of the week. All right. So what if the age of Taurus was physical intelligence, like getting in touch with nature, and that 2,000-year cycle was completely understanding our physical being? And then what if the age of Aries, when there was a lot of war going on and territorial things about that nature because people thought they knew best. So that was like the fire in the head. The age of Aries was that mental intelligence, right? And then the age of Pisces, our emotional intelligence, where we integrated religions and belief systems to try to help and hold and nurture people, our emotional intelligence. And now what if we really are working in a place of spiritual intelligence, where we're going to perceive a different reality, right? Where we understand nature, we understand our thoughts, we understand our intuition, and with all of those things, we can move forward into a more spiritual understanding, like getting through that door. So I wanted to put that out there. Now, a lot of times when we are on the threshold, we have the dwellers, right? That say, oh, no, don't take that step. Oh, no, you're not smart enough. Oh, good enough, fast enough, whatever it is. You know, the dwellers on the threshold. Oh, be sick instead. You can't do that. We're going to make you sick, right? F the tormentors and the dwellers. But know that the past, if you're really struggling with these big changes, it may feel like the past is clawing at your ankles, right? The tormentors are lying on the floor, clawing at your ankles, saying, don't take this step. Be afraid. Be afraid. You can't leave me. You can't do it. You're not fast enough. You're not smart enough. You're not, oh my God, you'll never make it. It's okay to be the fool. Take the leap of faith. F the tormentors. And that's really where we're all at. Do you really want to manifest that? How are you going to take care of a sanctuary space? Do you really think you're good enough to run an occult education center? Do you really think your tarot is all that good? I mean, there's thousands of decks out there, right? What people, they need Celtica, an organic garden? Why do they need community? You think you're going to be in charge of that? No, I'm going to be part of it. Take the leap of faith. Don't let the dwellers claw your ankles. Take a deep breath and use the tools that you have at your disposal, disposal, that are indispensable. Meditate, focus, manifest. Use your skills. Love is the law.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, it's easy to see, you know, because we all of our conditioning, you know, how many times have you, oh, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it, you know? There's always this like
wish card.
Yeah, there's this caveat, isn't there? You know, there's this like everything comes with a price, and you know you're going to regret it. Sod that. If you don't have aspirational thinking, you won't aspire to anything. You just won't. So eschew that negative stuff that has been conditioning. Eschew your conditioning. Allow yourself free reign of thought, and allow yourself to align with that which you see to be truly aspirational. And you will aspire to great things, you know.
Right, and remember, Saturn was the illusion.
Timid people rarely achieve anything. Timid people. Do not be timid. Do not be a shrinking violet here. Now is the time for action. But it really starts with mental fortitude. That's the key. You've got to have that mental discipline to check yourself, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps when you find yourself drifting into that pit of, you know. And fair play, if you turn on the TV, you're going to get sucked there, you know. So maybe don't. Maybe don't turn on your damn TV.
All right, card of the week.
All right, card of the week. What we got? Meditate. All right. And well, I'm going to be a brutal plug here. If you guys haven't heard Lisa's meditations, you are missing out. She has got the most incredible voice that somehow just reaches into you, and it soothes the very inner recesses of your being just by her magical voice. And we've done
many of the people who are here today are in the academy and have access to those.
Many, but not all.
True.
You should contemplate it. If you and if you're lurking and you haven't said hello, which I'm sure some people are, and
it's almost time to say goodbye for today.
It's time to say hello, goodbye. But no, seriously, do think about really investing in yourself. And investing in yourself can be nothing more than just taking the time to allow yourself to just chill and bring yourself to a place of serene tranquility, peace and power. It's so doable, you know. There's the old adage, isn't there? I think it's a Buddhist in origin, that everybody should take 20 minutes a day to meditate, unless of course you're too busy. Then it needs to be 2 hours. Do you have anything to add?
Nope.
There you go.
Use your skills. F the tormentors.
Yeah.
Free your ankles. Don't be a prisoner.
Free your ankles.
Like Bob Hand said, we're going to find out. Saturn was really the illusion, and Neptune is the reality.
Reality was an illusion all along.
Spiritual intelligence. All right, folks, that's what we got for you for today.
I've looked at clouds from both sides now.
There you go. I think that we just have to buckle up because we are in the wild ride. Between now and July, the path will be delivered. We will understand our choices, right? If we choose to make no change, we're going to be left behind. So it's time now. Between now and July, the trajectory is laid. And then we are going to be able to work with whatever it is we've got for a couple of years and really make good changes. So manifest, speak it into being, hold the vision. Don't think for a second you are not worthy to manifest what you deserve.
But get the hell on with it.
All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. You're wonderful. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you again for the super chats. It really does help us when we get our goal. So thank you. Really heartfelt.
YouTube likes us better.
They do. They do. All right, peeps. Do tell your friends about us. Have a wonderful day. Take care.